That's a Shame is brought to you by the people who support us over at patreon.com/shamecity.
If you have $1,
$2.
$1 to spare, join us again at patreon.com/shamecity. Please.
Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities.
Hello and welcome. Good evening, good morning, and good day, or good night to you all. It's Sunday. Perhaps for you it's not Sunday, but for us it is, and we are back with another episode, the 163rd in canon episode of That's a Shame. My name is Declan, as it has been in about 164 of the others. And yours?
Isaac. Yeah, welcome.
Nice. How have you been?
Not bad. Just living my life.
Yeah?
Nothing crazy about me. Paying the tax, man. Every cent that I've ever earned.
Yeah?
Just getting amongst it, really. I've been out there and sampling the different life that London has to offer.
And what are some of those?
Some of them, tube life. So when you're on the subway, you're breathing in all the bad air.
Yeah.
That's one of the lives.
Go on.
Piccadilly Circus, busy.
There's lots
There's
people.
to see and even more to do. So if you like Ripley's Believe It or Not.
I think there's actually surprisingly little to do at Piccadilly Circus.
It's a huge amount. You can roll
Ripley's
around.
Believe It or Not, as you mentioned.
Yep.
Very good. Love it.
You
Love
can
a
do the
wander around
one
there.
on the street.
I don't feel as though that's like unique to Piccadilly Circus.
It's not, but
In fact, actually, there's probably less room for you to do the worm than almost any other place.
that's what gets you off, isn't it? The challenge of knowing that
What
you've
gets
got
me
to,
off?
got to circumnavigate all of the circus and then dive back in through the cars just to do the one.
There's that very good screen with lots of adverts.
Coca-Cola big advert.
You like to see that, don't
You
you?
love to see it because I'd forgotten about Coca-Cola.
Until I go there,
Yeah.
I'm like,
I'm drinking Pepis only.
Yeah.
And we call it Pepis now. I don't know if I mentioned that. That's another one
it's
of our
the
things.
Pepper's
for the
Decade, is it?
Yeah. Oh, it certainly is.
Thank goodness.
But yeah, all in all, great. Glad to be back. I'm brimming with episode further, I suppose.
And that's good
Episode
because
Vim.
this is an episode for you.
For me?
Yeah.
For the listener.
It may be for the listeners also, but it's largely for you.
I guess in a way, all of them are.
Because I think that, I mean, I can certainly see it, and I think that the listeners can probably hear it. You're putting on a brave face.
It's been difficult. It's been a difficult couple of weeks for sure.
It's not been your high point.
No,
It's not been
my low point.
It's not been the start to the decade that you might have hoped for.
No, but it is the one that I knew was coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
But, you always try and... There's a bit of hope, isn't there, that it won't be?
Oh, no.
Was there not?
Not really, no.
Oh, okay. Is that why you went to Disney World, to just try and forget?
I was actually trying to go to Dignitas and I missed.
You mistyped
I typed DI presenter.
the phone is
straight there.
prepared to just... Yeah. Oh, well.
But no, not a lot of hope. Not in a cynical way, just in a realistic way.
Exactly. And I mean, that's kind of the thing that I wanted to talk about today.
Okay.
Because as you mentioned
I
in
really
the first
appreciate
episode...
you looking out
Well,
for
that's
me.
okay. Yeah. Well, I'm someone who's been through and indeed is continuing to go through that myself.
Yeah.
And so I feel as though, you've been living the high life for a few years.
Yeah,
that
it's been nuts.
Maybe you need not necessarily some home truths, but some help, some guidance.
Okay.
And I thought I'd share with you some things that I've learned, that I've picked up, some tools of the
Is this like,
of the
are
not
you
trade.
Martin Lewis money saving expert?
Kind of. I like
Protege.
to think of myself more as a grustler.
Well, explain that concept.
Well,
A grifter
funny.
hustler.
No.
Okay.
Funny you should ask that. Because obviously one of the first places I went when I found myself being a poor
Oh, yeah.
was to the internet, because there's lots of people on there who were poor and are no longer.
Yeah.
Lots of people who are talking about how that happens. People who subscribe to what they call the grind.
Oh, so I've been on the grind. I've been trying to get coinsy up in here. Trying to hit it, and
You don't have to lie.
I
for
never
us.
quit it. No, that is my 24/7.
Hustling and grustling. This
me.
is from a LinkedIn post. I think hustling as an attitude is a good word, But I'm also thinking grustling is an equally great one. It's the grind during the hustle that one needs to do.
Okay.
That it's a long, slow, steady process with many failures and many ups and downs. How one deals with both the ups and the downs is very important.
So true.
Not only do you need to keep getting up after constantly being knocked down, brackets equals downs,
equals downs,
but you also need to be grateful, kind, non-egotistic, non-hedonistic, and I know that's a problem for you,
hard,
non-narcissistic,
not a challenge.
and remember how you got there when you do eventually get to the top, brackets ups.
Okay, I see it now.
Sure, there are many, many examples of people getting instant hits and successes, but the 99.99% of us need to grustle.
Of course.
Hang in there all. Grustle, grustle, grustle. There will be better days.
Grustle, grustle, grustle. There will be better days. Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah.
From On the Town.
So, you know,
That's a beautiful sentiment. And it's lovely when someone... we're quite a superficial generation. It's said a lot. We're the kind of selfie generation.
Yeah.
We're not quite the TikTok generation. I wouldn't sing that low.
No.
Luckily, we've sort of dodged that temporal bullet. But in many ways, we had it worse. We had people trading nudes for Habbo Hotel hats, and really that didn't help anyone out in the long run.
That was your low.
And and what I'm saying is, it's bold and refreshing to see that a businessman like this is willing to forgo all the superficial concerns of just how aesthetically ugly and despicable the word grustle is to get to that the grustle gristle within, which is...
You've got to grustle to like grustle.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And that's the core of the word.
So good they said it thrice.
Really nice.
Now, one of the problems, though, when I was looking through some of the premier grustlage spots on the web, is that not a lot of them lined up with my own experience of poverty, with my own experience of unemployment or self-employment.
Yeah, the fine line.
Yeah.
Some would say not a line at all.
The only one that did was an Onion post, the headline of which was LinkedIn wants you to congratulate on recently laid off artist for acquiring new post that's self-employed. Now, one of the things that you may be thinking is what you need is confidence.
Yeah. Well, Gok Wan, one of my favourite gurus, he used to text me and he'd say, Isaac, it's all about the confidence. And by the time he texted that maybe 5 or 6 times,
and since you reported
just say
that,
it's all about the sea, and I'd know what you meant.
And since you reported those texts, I've not seen him on television a lot. Do you know if that's...
No, I've not seen him for a while either. I guess he's so confident he doesn't even need a career. He's just confidently going about jail.
His business, yeah. One person who's got a lot of confidence, another person from LinkedIn, is Mr. Oliver Holt. Now, he's a kind of sales guy.
Holt is a real... That's a man's man.
That's a grustling name.
It absolutely is. It speaks to a grustler who is a no holds barred kind of wheeler.
You might have to explain that one to me. That sounds like a sort of employed kind of joke. Now, he's head of property at Parkwood Employment. Now, he's so employed, his job is to get other people employed.
Head of property? Fucking hell.
I don't know what that means.
Well, it's good, though.
This is a post he put up. Me. Hello. I noticed your advert online and wanted to see if I can help, as I have the perfect candidate. In fact, that would be, 2 candidates that would fit the bill perfectly.
So he's gone from... Just from a user perspective, because they say a lot of grustling is based on like client perception. It's this idea of like perceived value and client experience ultimately outweighing the economic rationalism of like, I need to buy an ice lolly. If the ice lolly tells a story and it makes you relate to yourself as like a wealthy ice lolly, then that's going to be your choice every time. That's why we go mini milk in this house 24/7. When you hear this approach, what I notice from a client side is I, as the employer, potential employer, I've gone from having no candidates to 1 candidate to 2 candidates.
Now, hold your horses right there, because they responded back, we've actually had a lot of interest, so no thanks.
Okay, so I'm shutting that door firmly in his face.
Oliver
comes
back
probably, may I guess, he took no for an answer.
No.
Oh,
What he did.
He's incredible.
Dare I say, he quipped back, so has my Tinder app, but I'm still single.
I don't... Oh, so you're saying he's going to fuck the...
And what
the
they said
candidates?
was, good point, send the CVs over.
No.
And what he said was that was the best sales call in 17 years, I think.
Wow, in 17 years, that's the best one. That's
It's
really
a kind of
disappointing.
Yeah,
to
it's
hear.
a bleak summary of the last 17 years. Now, the thing about this, again, didn't really line up with the way that I have experienced it. That kind of...
You don't fuck all the job
I don't...
openings.
No, I don't try to spaff over the phone.
Yeah. Is there a swipe left and right employee thing? That feels like where we must be in
Yeah,
society.
do you remember Jobs Today?
Yeah.
There
Do
was
they
that.
get on their end? Can they swipe you?
Probably.
That's really good.
I presume, yeah. It's nice.
It's only a hop, skip, and a jump away from doing that for things like private healthcare, where you just swipe right and
yeah,
murder that.
do I want to do...
murder an infant.
Do I want to do this operation?
No, I won't.
So I thought maybe I was looking in the wrong place.
Yeah.
Twitter, not a hugely substantive
Everyone's unemployed
medium.
on Twitter. Yeah, that's a shame.
So what I thought is I need to be able to build a kind of reliable work ethic.
Uh-huh.
And so will you.
Well, it's crucial, and I've found that so far. I don't know if you know this about me. I don't have one.
You don't.
It's not even that it's unreliable.
That's
it's
something.
not there.
That's something we share. We share.
and it's
a work
weird to
ethic,
share
and
a
it's
lack
small. So a work ethic, from what I've heard,
Yeah.
it's the sort of thing. It takes time,
Yep.
dedication.
Yeah.
It takes, dare I say it, work.
It takes as well. There's a sense of wanting to be cucked by the pound, and by
Yes.
the big boss man's pound.
He's going to
card,
take
I
you to
suppose.
Pound Town.
He will pound you down, but at a kind of minimum wage rate.
And so I thought, where best to go for that sort of long-term dedication?
Don't know.
And it's lifehack.org.
.org. Okay, interesting. So
You know, because I don't want
Charitable
to have to
perhaps.
work at getting a work ethic. I want the work ethic now.
yeah, because otherwise you're just stuck in a
And
nasty. vicious
thankfully,
cycle.
Scott H. Young,
He's not gone and done it.
he's got how to build a reliable work ethic. Work ethic. Scott H. Young, don't know if you know him.
If you're listening,
his
Scott,
own bio.
thanks a lot.
Scott is obsessed with personal development.
He's obsessed with it.
Yeah.
Wow, he must be
For the last 10 years, he's been experimenting to find out how to learn and think better.
Just a shout out there, Scott. If you'd picked the thing you wanted to learn better and done that for 10 years instead, you'd be a genius.
Okay, maybe that's maybe that's a bit unfair. That's just like the one-line summary. Let me read his bio. My journey with personal development has been both fun, challenging, and always interesting.
Both three things. That's really good.
There were many moments when I was unsure what to do, lacking confidence in my abilities, or even lacking the ability to imagine, which sounds like a significant sort of neurological
That
condition.
is, yeah. Aphasia.
Building strength where I saw weakness, I slowly shaped a quality of life I now enjoy, which interestingly doesn't specify whether it is good or bad.
Yeah.
Just that he
He
enjoys it.
enjoys that it's there.
We've all, slowly shaped a quality of life that we experience.
Yep.
Where I saw fear, I instilled courage.
How'd you do that?
Where I saw sloth and weakness, I put productivity and discipline. Where I saw pain, I placed joy.
Nice.
Now, those things are not antithetical. It's an
Pain,
interesting
joy,
one.
sloth.
When I started to see my life grow, I couldn't get enough.
Oh, God.
I built
How
an
big is he
incredible
now?
momentum. From then on, I had a compelling obsession with personal development. What I like
All
is
of
that,
this means that he just types fast.
yeah, but also none of it. And I don't know if this is a deliberate thing, because I don't know if Scott's aware of how sad his own life is
No,
and
he's
his
not.
obsession. So, somehow he's managed still to represent the fact that I would otherwise consider cynical,
Hmm.
that none of this implies he's actually achieved anything.
Or, at least of all, well-being.
At the age of 17, I started my website with the goal to expand my obsession with getting the most out of my life, and here's a somewhat vampirific end to the profile, and the lives of anyone I can come in contact with.
Okay, so
So he wants to get the most out of my life.
He's eking out all of our life force via
through
his
this-
unspecified 17-year-old
And
website.
look, I don't want you to think that he's just limited to the idea of like a work ethic.
No, I wouldn't have thought so.
He also is the author of fantastic article 7 Stupid Thinking Errors You Probably Make.
I probably do make them.
Yeah.
I bet I make them all the time, to be honest.
Linked to that was an article by Dr. Kerry Petsinger
Mm-hmm.
titled intriguingly, feeling stuck in life,
Yeah.
question mark,
Yes.
how to never get stuck again, which is, that's handy. And it wasn't all that long either. It was very boring.
I can imagine that it's
I got stuck reading it.
Yeah.
For sure.
a sort of self-fulfilling prophecy.
Now, again, Scott's article, though, on how to build a reliable work ethic, I didn't see a lot in it.
Well,
Again.
you wouldn't if you didn't have the work ethic. You'd probably all be alien to you. It'd be like Amy Adams trying to whisper to those aliens how to play Cluedo or something.
It just felt a little bit, cliched. Stuff like, do an extra 20%.
That's so true, though. You've got to, regardless of how much you've done, you've got to do an extra 20. That's one of my big rules.
He also seems to I do this classic thing of making up words for things that already exist. So just giving yourself a set time.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, let's say a deadline.
Yeah. I know about that.
He calls that time boxing.
Time boxing, yeah. Well, that sounds more active, doesn't it?
Yeah. Accelerate, he says, which is one of his tips. It can take anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes to build up a concentrated focus. Give yourself time to accelerate into a focused state.
It's a lot of padding around the doing of the task.
Yeah. And also, giving yourself time, to me, implies slowing down rather than speeding up.
Or just allotting, so much pre-acceleration time. It's you need to accelerate into your acceleration phase. It's amazing how much time is lost on the idea of productivity. That's one of the most beautiful, tragic ironies, is the amount of, hours of people's lives are spent thinking about, not people, I mean, horrible corporate freaks.
Yeah.
But I spent thinking about how to optimize stuff, that if they were just doing it, then they'd be at home by now, playing with their children who don't like them anymore.
Well, maybe Scott's got the answer here with his 3-point plan. It's about sort of developing...
Did he do an extra 20% and give you a fourth?
No, well, here's the thing. He says, do it now.
Yeah, that's big.
Right? But then he goes even bigger. He says, do it now for 30 days.
But most things don't take that.
But just do
Scott,
it now for 30 days.
I just needed to send a letter.
And then the third, and I think therefore least important of these, is do it right. So once you've
done it for
30 days, then you can focus on kind of making sure that you actually succeed.
That's a good idea, isn't it? Because if the thing were learning to paint or something, then do it now. Right, I don't have any paints or anything, so that's going to be my first task. I'd be sourcing them all. Do it for 30 days. I'm going to just be sloshing colour left, right, and centre on the canvas, and it's not until a month has passed that Scott thinks I should even bother to investigate the most fundamental aspects of how to approach the task at hand.
Because it's a task done is a task already half done.
Yeah, that's why we always say work hard, not smart.
Yeah, and what he says here as well, I think this is, I don't want to just steal his content for us.
Yeah.
You're right, Dave.
Yeah, sorry, I was just flexing my neck.
Oh, okay. It looked like you were sort of taunting me. I don't want to, just steal his content, because it feels like that's probably not a good work ethic.
It's a very good one, because they say idiots borrow, but good businessmen, they rob from Scott. So
so I'm a good businessman now.
You are. Congratulations.
What he says is set 2 deadlines.
Ooh, the double lock deadline. It's like pensions.
Avoid analysis paralysis.
I love that phrase.
By setting 2 deadlines. One to complete the task.
Yeah.
And another to review and polish the work. With 2 deadlines...
Scott's invented rewriting.
Yeah, with 2 deadlines, you won't stumble into the trap of perfectionism, but you won't hastily finish something that isn't ready.
Why not 3?
Well...
Why not 10?
I'm sure that he met...
Why not do it yesterday?
If you just give me a second, I'm sure...
Yeah, no, just scroll to that bit. If you Control F, do it as soon as.
It's not on... But
it's probably another article.
I presume that's just an error on Lifehack.
It'll be on his newsletter.
Scott, if you are listening...
Yeah, just tap@shame.city, send us some of the more full info, because I need this ethic, and I need it now. So
I thought, maybe I should go to, if I'm looking to learn, and that is what I'm looking to do, maybe I should go to an educational establishment.
Yeah, Khan Academy.
So there was a great How to Develop a Good Work Ethic in 5 Easy Steps was a headline, and it's from St. Leo University. So I was like, it surely can't get any better than that.
SLU.
Again, it was a lot of cliches, practice punctuality, develop professionalism, these sorts of things.
Those
that
things are as vague as the thing they're setting out to answer.
Yeah.
Like, it's just vagary all the way down until you boil it down to just, like, do what you're supposed to.
Yeah, just do things.
Just do the
things
job.
done, yeah.
Do your task now.
Do a job which you don't have.
Yeah.
The only thing that did speak to me was at the start when they were cynically talking about excuses people give for not doing work.
Oh, this will chime with me.
Yeah, so employees gave all sorts of excuses for not coming to work. Just didn't feel like going.
Oh.
Needed to relax. Had to catch up on sleep. Needed to run errands.
Maternity.
Had a doctor's appointment.
Oh, come on. Don't give us that.
Then there are the more creative explanations. Now here are some things
Here
that
we
they've
go.
got. My toe got stuck in the faucet.
Oh, good. That's a shame.
I was too upset after watching The Hunger Games.
Why would you specify in that excuse?
My personal favourite. I forgot I had been hired for the job.
I'm going to start doing that one.
My dead grandmother was being exhumed for a police investigation.
That's a great excuse. You cannot
can't
possibly
ask.
question that.
My dog was having a nervous breakdown.
Okay.
I was suffering from a broken heart.
That's fair.
A bird
I like this one already.
bit me.
Does bird has teeth? Question mark.
I got sick from reading too much.
That's true. Yeah, that's a big one.
I dyed my hair at home and turned it orange.
That's so.
And my sobriety tool would not allow the car
Was
to
that
start.
all one excuse?
No.
I dyed my hair orange.
And then
you'll
turned
never
out I
guess
was
what.
pissed. So what I thought was that did speak to me,
Yeah.
but still not quite enough. And so I thought there's only one answer then. And
Where were you to head next?
it's to write my own.
Ah, so like Mary and Joseph before you turned away, no room at the inn, no room at the Linked Inn, no room at the St. Leo's University. This is just rolling off my
Just
tongue.
riffing.
I'm just doing this live.
It's like
This is
jazz.
on the
Go on.
Like them lads off of the Bible, you were forced to take matters into your own hands, and Joseph used his carpentry and husbandry skills (brackets animal) to manufacture this stable, wherein begat unto Mary was Jesus Christ.
Exactly.
And so, what you're saying is that you've
And I've created
pushed-
something
you've canaled out
sort
of
of,
out of
sort
your
of
loins.
Jesus-like. And but instead of Jesus,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ our Lord, mine is called Decky D's Top 10 Wisdom Nuggets for the Newly Poor.
That's good. That's got a nice ring to it because it sounds like it sounds like you're my friend. Because I wouldn't call a boss or even someone I respected Decky D.
Worried that you were going to say that you wouldn't call me.
I shan't be calling you. But no, it sounds like you're on my level. It's not going to patronise me. I hate being spoken down to as someone.
But this very much is not like this is very much from below you.
That's really
This
good.
is like from the bottom of the
Shouting
barrel.
it up from Samara as well.
Just so that you know while you're tumbling down. So it's kind of a mixture of practical advice and also just some kind of life coaching.
That's good. I need
for
that.
your re-entry into the world of the nomads.
Yeah, I need it.
So we got 10 points we're going to go through. Obviously, we can stop
I might
after
have
each one.
questions because I
Yeah, of
need to
course.
get to know these in my
Each
core.
one, yeah, of course. Each one has got a little heading and then just a little spiel. And then when we're done with that, you can fire away.
Perfect.
So number one, and this is an interesting one. You might have picked up on this in the flat recently.
Yeah.
Toast
Yeah.
can be any/all meals of the day.
Okay.
Okay, so lots of people, naysayers, I call them,
Yeah.
will tell you that toast is a breakfast exclusive
That's what I was
meal,
thinking.
or that it can only be consumed just the once per day. And these people lack vision and indeed desperation. Toast is a flexi food, a quick and easy treat to keep you going with those all important slow release carbohydrates.
That's so true.
Boring, I hear you cry.
Yeah. Boring.
But oh, how wrong you are! With
fuck.
flavours ranging from plain butter to last week's plain butter. Toast will keep you guessing for days to come.
That's really good, and the kind of flexifity of the toast is something that has eluded me until now. I think this falls into a kind of broader category. Just to diverge briefly, as you know, I've been exploring the avenues of not eating the animal flesh for the last 2 or 3 years now. And one of the things you learn is that everything we were taught in biology in particular is a big lie.
I know.
We don't need food to live. We just need.
Do we not?
We just need magic, and we do just need some of the spiritual stuff that Jesus is putting out. But no. Aside from that, like the idea of the food plate and stuff, like you need this portion of dairy, this portion of something, all bullshit and funded mostly by meat and dairy interests.
Yeah.
And I guess the same thing is true here, because if they knew that we know that you can just toast it up
24/7,
we'd be shot in the head
I know.
like yesterday's cattle.
This is a revolutionary list.
You could blend toast with water. Then what have you got?
Huel.
Fuck! We've done another invention.
I know.
That's really good.
So that's just one
That is good, and it's actionable because we've got a toaster.
It's broken, but that's just from all of the toast I've been eating.
It's probably just full of crumb.
Point 2. All the hours of the day are the same. Okay. So now too many blogs about the grind or the hustle or the grustle make early mornings a priority. You have the whole day ahead of you. You can work with the sunrise and you can bless your circadian rhythm.
Yeah.
Now this, I tell you, is poppycock. And I hate to use that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Sensitive listeners may wish to contact Declan about
Now, from my own extensive research, I can tell you that all hours of the day are equally as long and that you have just as little money in all of them. It's not worth more between like 5 and 7 a.m. It is worth the same. And I did try that once and it doesn't work.
Fuck.
So why not try out 4 p.m. as a new time to wake up?
4 p.m. wake up.
It literally does not matter.
Doesn't matter, does it? You're right. And that's a nice one to hear because that reflects something I've been experimenting with for 20 years odd. I've never loved the morning, and I've certainly never loved anyone who loves the morning much themselves.
Well, they're hateful people.
People who get up really early to embrace the day. I worry about all of them, and I worry about what they're trying to prove and to whom they're trying to prove it. Is it to themselves? Is it to society?
Well, it's both.
Is it just...
It's to their absentee fathers.
Is it a kind of deference to our agricultural heritage that people love to get up so early and hit the pumping iron gym?
I think it's all in an attempt to impress Mark Wahlberg.
Because he's outdoing all of us. He gets up before he's even gone to sleep. And he's had one 90-minute shower after the other.
And don't you worry, there's a 10-minute slot for seeing the kids.
That's really hot.
And for beating people up.
It's really good.
Yeah. Substance abuse is the answer.
Okay. You don't hear that a lot these days.
No. Well, that's what I'm saying. This is the list of all the things they don't tell you.
It's interesting the word abuse is used as well, because that does normally inherently connote a negative. Whereas here it seems...
Well, it's a...
Go mad.
This is like Baudrillard. It's about the euphemism of...
it's
of common
meaning
society.
and context.
Simulation.
Simulacrum.
Well, of course. The body is a temple.
True.
So the Lord once told us. And what better way to reflect the zealous dedication to dangerous and brain-deadening ideas that fills temples across the globe than to develop a dependency on controlled substances? Alcohol is the cheapest option, but smoking does have the best chance of killing you. So it's impossible to say which is the best.
Science is not ready to answer some questions yet.
Drugs are cooler and will make you look wealthier than you are. But I do not want you deluding yourself with the fantasy that you could ever afford them consistently.
That's fair. Yeah, you don't want to develop a coke habit that your pocket can't back up.
Exactly.
Yeah, because then the nose is crying out for coke, and the pocket is crying out for just a single penny.
And you don't want the nose and the pocket to be in conflict.
Because that's how you get your yin and yang all fucked up, and that's what happened to Hitler. And you
saw what happened when he unfeng shuied his soul.
It was bullshit.
Pants are just a suit for the home.
A home suit. An at-home business casual.
Dressing smart and looking sharp are essential to all guides about developing a healthy work ethic. But as someone who is categorically without work, a work ethic seems a little bit superfluous, if you ask me.
And if you're not going to have the work, fuck the ethic.
Yeah. lounging around the flat in your pants, possibly some weeks unwashed pajamas, will give you a much better sense of your worth.
Yeah.
And there's no need to worry about when you'll find time to iron.
And the Romantic poets had this whole, like, I suppose a reaction to the gradual industrialisation of certainly like the south of England, where they were like, you know what, fuck it, we're checking out and we're all going to go and live in beauty of nature. And what's more natural than a man in his Marks and Spencer's underwear, just allowing that to fester and allowing his body to fuse with the very cotton blend of the fabric. And I suppose the closer you can get to our caveman roots, where, yeah, of course they were in their little lizard pants back in the day, just flopping about the cave. And what better way to pay homage to that and to really respect the journey, respect the grind, but not in the Canary Wharf sense, in the sense of like where we've been and where we're going.
Yeah. I think that's beautiful.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that you've taken that one on board.
Because
you still like you're still dressing.
I know it's a little bit. That one's going to be hard for me to get rid of because you know me, I'm all about the aesthetic.
You are.
That's my main thing.
But you would not want, because you're not a dishonest man.
No,
you wouldn't want the aesthetic to promise something that the reality couldn't.
That the underwear
keep up.
can't deliver.
You don't want your clothes to write checks that your paychecks can't cash.
Yeah, or that the brain's not even ready to.
Oh no!
To
and
deal with.
that's the most important bit, isn't it?
Yeah, after the skin.
Nobody wants to hire you, and indeed, nobody will.
That's good. That's home truths, they call that, don't
Yeah.
they? Sometimes you need to sit someone down and tell them.
You'll be tempted, as the bank balance begins to dwindle further, to apply for what the kids these days are calling jobs.
Yeah, or a gig.
Let me stop you right there.
Okay.
Because this whole employment game is one big racket.
True.
Okay. Nearly all positions will require you to apply, which is an arduous and soul-crushing process, which involves detailing all of your experience in frighteningly specific, but also genre-defyingly broad areas.
That's true.
But don't worry. Your answers are irrelevant because nobody's going to read them. Nobody is going to apply to you, and you will not be given a job anywhere. Becoming a Smash Pro is likely a better avenue.
Oh, that's encouraging because I've been playing a lot of Smash recently.
See, there you go.
I've actually seen a great... This is weird. I've only just noticed this. Direct positive correlation between my dwindling bank balance on account of it being tax month and my Smash ability.
That's a negative correlation.
Oh, yeah. No, well, I did say it was a positive correlation between a negative
I see.
trend.
Between the dwindling.
So, it's, yeah.
As
it would have
the
been easy
dwindling
to-
increases.
Yeah. Dwindle
I see.
plus ability plus.
That is interesting. And it's almost like some of this has been kind of like osmotically flowing from me to you already.
Maybe it has.
You've been watching me as the pro,
Yeah, I've been
not a
seeing
Smash.
You, well, no, but you watch a lot of
the
Zero's
core.
videos.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
you're basically there. And now I'm a Game & Watch pro, so I guess I'll be at whatever the big Smash event is coming up.
Yeah, exactly. And, some people, again, will say that, this is quite a cynical view, but it cannot be stressed enough that if you do apply for a job, even if you have all the experience, in fact, even as Anne-Louise found, if you actually used to have the job
I
and
should
were
tell that story.
told to apply for it.
Yeah, so my girlfriend worked in a job and then quit that job to do a bizarre thing that we'll talk about another time, guys. But we'll just for our shorthand, we'll call it joining a cult.
Yeah.
And then months later, her company were like, "Oh, we'd like you to come back and apply for this job to do like a year of the job that you quit doing." So she had to send in her nominally send in CV to HR. I just hate. They don't call it HR now, do they?
People
They
and
call it
culture.
People and culture. Jesus Christ. The death knells of a fucking late stage capitalist hell, if ever I heard them. And so she sent it in, just was told by one of the directors, send it in. We just need to
As a
get you in the
formality,
system.
literally just have put your name
And
on
they
the list.
sent back a template email that's like, Dear Anne-Louise, so sorry. Thank you for your application. We found something that matches
We're looking for somebody with more experience
of this
in
particular
the role.
role. It's like, this is the
Had
job
the
I
job
was
for
doing
half a
3
decade.
fucking years. It's absolute madness.
So the other thing that happens also is sometimes you get told you're too experienced. And we're looking for someone new.
But
we're looking
is
for
that
someone...
just I've always wondered about this because obviously I've never been in a position to be told that. either because I've applied, well, rather I've never applied for that kind of job, but also I have no experience, so would never be told this anyway. But is it just code for like you're going to be harder to boss around than a like 17-year-old intern who we can also pay less?
Yeah, that's that.
Right, okay, I just wanted to make sure I was on the same page.
So yeah, don't worry about it.
No, I won't. I mean, I knew because I used to work for a CV company, like at uni, doing like a side gig, as we called it back in the day, an SG, where I was like editing people's CVs and writing their cover letters.
You were Grustling even back then.
I was big on the Grustle hype back in day. And it was only then that I learned that like the overwhelming majority of CVs are just, you're just writing. Oh no, his laptop's dead.
Oh my God.
You're just writing like letters to robots to read.
Yeah.
Like, you're just writing letter for a software to read. So it might as well just be computers talking to each other and then randomly giving you a job every so often. I feel like we're kind of superfluous to the whole process in many ways.
As people?
As humans.
Oh, yeah. So, definitely. Yeah. Now, here's another thing, because I know that you were probably thinking about this, you know, when you were having to, you know, pay your tax return and, you know, the numbers just aren't adding up.
Yeah. It was like Beautiful Mind in here. You should have seen my wall.
Yeah.
It was all covered in numbers.
None of your belongings are worth a dime.
Yeah, I looked around my room. I was in bed and I looked around and I was like, of the things that I could unload, no one wants them.
Remember that complete box set of Friends you've got that at the time of purchasing was so valuable that HMV had several bodyguards whose only duty was to ensure it didn't leave the shop until he'd signed over your
I
soul?
would have had extra tags on it and all.
Well, guess what?
How much are they going for these days?
The omnipotent music magpie will buy it back off of you in your time of need. And in his infinite wisdom and generosity, he is offering you all of £2.18.
Have we ever talked about the time when, I don't know what particular like cycle
Tragedy
poverty
had befallen me,
but you took it upon yourself to go through what I would deem an extensive collection of DVDs of like high quality as well. You've got box sets.
Yep.
You've got like they're big films, but not like the most obvious ones that everyone would have a DVD of, which I would therefore assume would put them
went through about probably 80 DVDs plus maybe 24 box sets.
Yeah.
Pop them all through on the old Music Magpie.
Which is just like an aggregate. They'll buy, it's like we buy any car, but imagine. Yeah.
And they totaled it up to say that they would pay me £26.18.
That's good, isn't it?
Pence.
And that was about how much rent was. I think,
yeah.
So,
that was going to
you
cover
did
my
that,
expenses.
And now you are rich.
Think you can get a better price on eBay or Amazon? Good luck, pal. You'll simply join the tens of thousands of other poor schmucks trying to offload their obsolete televisual offerings. Many of them so desperate to be rid of the discs that they're giving them away for no more than a single penny.
Sad, isn't
You're
it?
better off seeing how they taste when melted down and spread on some hot toast.
And maybe that could tie back not only to the toast but to the substance abuse one, because I've never tried it.
Huffing disc.
I imagine huffing molten disc gets you
I
someplace.
bet so. So yeah, don't bother.
No, I shan't.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
I could sell my bed.
No.
No.
Payday is at least another week away.
Yeah. Well, I don't have a payday.
Boy, it sure seems like a hot minute since you had anything to go in the suspiciously barren incoming column on the old bank statement. And now that, against all the odds, you've stumbled into some form of gainful employment, it must surely be about time someone owed you a dime or two.
Yeah.
But guess again. Months are very long. And not many people know this. When you're poor, they added an extra week just for you.
Each month? That's good.
To each month.
The poor
just
week.
to extend it.
The pauper's week.
So it's time to reach for that Hovis, boy.
That's good. Friend of ours and of the show, Matthew, was telling me yesterday about when he started a new job a while back. And in his first, through some bizarre circumstances I didn't quite follow, so I won't be able to relate. But it was basically like he ended his previous employment on holiday, and then like his contract ended while he was on holiday time. And then when he started his new one, he basically paid the new company money so that they could buy back the holiday he'd taken from the old company. So they gave him his like paycheck, and it was just pay us some money. So he went for like 3 weeks just having nothing.
That's mad. When I started working as a teacher, there was like 3.5 weeks at the end of the term where they wanted me to come in every day to like train, like just sit in on lessons, give a couple of lessons, like learn the ropes or whatnot. And they were like, we'll give you like a month's salary for it. They said like 1,500 quid.
That's reasonable.
For it. Yeah. And I was like, cool, brilliant. So that was like July that I did that. And then in August, I went in for some sort of like official teacher training day thing and picked up my first pay slip from there and opened it up, and they had paid me £15.
Oh, nice.
I had to take it to the finance department and was like, hi.
Hi guys, I know I'm not a maths teacher.
Hi. I'm not saying I did loads, but I was kind of
That's
hoping.
£1 a day. That's so
It's
nice.
50 pence a day.
Oh, that's
It was not good. So I was like, please. And they were like, oh, yeah, it seems that someone genuinely took it and they were like, oh, like finance departments are humorless people.
weird.
And they took it and like looked something up on the computer and then like typed in some sums on a calculator and then went, okay, yeah, it seems that we owe you £1,485. And I was like, yes, that does check out. Thank you. But like in all earnest, like they were just like, yeah, okay, we've done the maths. And we've only paid you £15 at 1,500. So here's what the computer's saying.
Out.
So, yeah, it's not good. It's weird because usually in those situations, like because I knew the school, I managed to get that back very quickly. But having been underpaid and unpaid by several other places,
Weird correlation.
you just have to wait for the next month.
For or even longer sometimes, just the whims of a client.
My like wage was supposed to increase by £500 a year. My salary is sorry. After 6 months at this job.
Yeah.
And after 6 months at this job, I checked on like our intranet to see what my wage was, and it was exactly the same. So I sent an email being like, hey,
It's probably
you
a big
seem
mistake.
to have missed this out. Like, and they were like, oh yeah, it was supposed to go up, but for some reason it didn't.
Yeah, they'll probably backdate that.
They are going to backdate it. They went, but it won't be until the end of February. So you'll get the extra like money then. And I was like, but you're still, I was like, okay, that's interesting. I took a day off yesterday because I was ill. Is that money being deducted from my next paycheck? No, that one's coming off this month's paycheck.
Oh, that's good. So the process is there when it needs to be taken away.
Yeah, it's interesting. It is there when it needs to be taken away, and it's not there when it needs to be
Business
added.
is full of coincidence.
It's
and
really,
that's another
it's really
example of that.
interesting.
That
It's very
like
funny.
a Jungian kind of synchronicity between what the capitalist overlords would like, which is to give us scum of the earth nothing, and the way that these systems have developed around them.
And it leads nicely on to my next point. We've got 3 more to go.
Okay.
You will never have money again.
That's good to know, yeah, because I sort of was thinking, maybe I will. And
No.
Then I won't.
No,
Probably I won't.
because the basic gist of all these lists is to provide you with a very basic framework for regaining a position of meager financial stability. And this is perhaps their greatest flaw, because the simple fact of the matter is that once you are poor, you will remain poor forever.
Yeah, they have the lottery.
Because,
Okay.
and I cannot stress this enough, absolutely everything costs so much money.
It does, doesn't it?
So, welcome, brother.
That's good. It's good to be
You're
here.
one of us now.
Yeah, I'm glad. I mean, I was, and then I wasn't, and now I am.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's worse.
No.
I've had a taste of the...
Yeah.
Let's not call it the high life. I just had a job that paid, like, still lower than most people's.
But this leads on to, like, my penultimate point, which is that nihilism is self-care.
Ah, that's good.
Yeah.
It's like being realistic about yourself.
What I've said here is that I don't want you to think that I'm a Debbie Downer for just no reason.
Dodgy deck, the Debbie Downer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've added in the dodgy.
I thought that was something we had for a while.
Yeah, I know, but again, you
Dodgy decks,
added
dangerous
it in.
doings, I remember you did.
This sort of hopeless black pill kind of thinking is your best defense against the ravages of capitalism, because hope is an insurmountably dangerous folly.
That's true.
Yeah, the most that you are allowed is to remember that there will always be someone poorer, angrier, and hungrier than you.
Yeah,
and that is me.
Oh, that's so handy. Because for some people that would be very abstract.
Yeah, but you just have to look across the hall. Just glance. Just send us a message. You see me come up on Facebook Messenger there. There he is.
You're like the ghost of poverty now.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's good.
No, but I didn't want to end on that, because that is a depressing note for me more than anyone, really. So I thought I'd end on a high note.
Oh, that's good.
And this is my final one.
Okay, final note of wisdom.
And perhaps the most important.
Right, I'm going to pay close attention with my left.
You are legally entitled to as many napkins as you can carry.
And is that from any establishment in particular, or every?
Anywhere.
Fuck.
So this is one they don't teach you at the Job Centre Plus.
Or in Taco Bell.
Yeah, and
there's no sign that says...
No, you won't find it in the T's and C's of any establishments, reputable or disreputable alike.
Fuck.
But I have done my homework.
And this holds up.
And I've, as well as, because I don't want you thinking this is kind of abstract.
Yeah.
As well as my fair share of practical experimentation.
Okay, and you've been...
And there is absolutely no law to prevent you from taking as many napkins as you can get your grubby little mitts
possibly
on.
The last bastion of working class victory.
Exactly. Not even God can judge you for this one. So fill your boots and your bag and your pockets.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
And I've got one of those like snood things I put around my neck. I can
chuck a
stuff
couple
them right
in
down.
there.
I look like I've got a big thick neck.
Yeah, you like that bag you carry full of all the medicines for your ailments.
Yeah, my ailment
Tip
bag.
some of those out. Napkins, because you never know when they're going to come in handy.
Well, and also there must be a black market for this stuff.
Yeah, well, and it's basically currency.
Yeah. I think if we
a bus driver would be forced to accept that.
There could be like a grift where if we stock up enough napkins, then we could, much like the people who just appear when it rains with umbrellas on sale in like places like Oxford Street, where would be the most napkin-prone environment? I'm thinking Wimbledon or something like that, where everyone's got a bit of hay fever, and we could just be there charging 20 Bitcoin a napkin, maybe.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe there's a way that we can artificially manufacture some sort of scarcity.
Yeah,
maybe we could set somewhere on fire.
And that's legal as well. So it's all of this stuff you've exposed is incredible.
I know.
There's a whole network of legality.
I've had a lot of time.
Really good.
I put that together ages ago because I feared this day might come.
Yeah, no, it's good. And you had to like break the glass on that.
Yeah.
Smash in case of emergency. And there it was. That's good to know. I'm looking around the room. I can see a whole... I used to see this as a bedroom, a living space. Now I see it as one big napkin cavity into which one must shove as many as you can.
Because this is your grustling space.
Yeah, this is my grustling space. I need to lube up these walls, get napkins on every surface I can.
Get grustling.
Get grustling.
Grustle.
Oh, why ever not? Well,
better days will come.
Thank you for all that wisdom, and it's helped not only me, but I know we're in touch with some of the listeners, and we know that like almost everyone under the age of 30, and many people above the age of 30, just many people in general, life is not good.
It's bad.
And the promise
is bad, getting worse.
Yeah, the promise of even simple things like an inhabitable planet seems to be slipping away before our very eyes. And I guess whilst all that's going on, and whilst we can't afford to like go out and celebrate it in any material way, the best that we can do is get grustling. Yeah, that's powerful stuff. Well, thank you for sharing. While I look over here for a few minutes and reflect on just life and that waveform, why don't you tell the listeners about ways in which they can grustle up to you in the contact space? Say they wanted to be employed as our That's a Shame unpaid intern, which I've just decided is a scheme.
Is a new thing that we're getting going.
We're running. Your tasks include none.
Your tasks include none, which is why you're not paid.
Yeah. But you can put it on your CV.
Yeah.
Also, as an aside, do put that on your CV, because it'd be very funny if we got called as a reference.
Yeah.
I've given references for so many people's jobs. I'm sure you have been in
Yeah, I've
censorship.
done this as well.
If you have a good phone voice and you sound authoritative and like convincingly old, and also you can lie, like that time when you had to call me up to leave your meeting.
That was very, very good.
Yeah, and we nailed that interaction.
That was good because that was another experience of like unpaid work that I was being press ganged into doing.
That was good, wasn't it? They wanted a whole day of your time.
Yeah, they
for
said
a
I'd be
whole none
shadowing
of your money.
Yeah, they said I'd be shadowing a runner.
Yeah.
And then what happened was I stood behind him and he turned around and said, "You can get dinner for 80 people."
That's shadowing, isn't it?
Yeah, which I do to my shadow.
Yeah.
Just all the time.
Fuck off, mate. Stop following me.
So yeah, that was another good example of the poor.
But we whisked you out of there.
Yeah, we got out of there because it turned out Bryony was just bones.
Yeah, it's just
It's
bones.
just bones now.
Just absolute bones.
People could email tass@shame.city.
Yeah.
They could do that.
And when you say could, I think you mean must.
Yes.
Because honestly, it's been too long.
At the very least, should.
Yeah.
And you can, that's TAS, TAS, at shame.city. Send us an email with your thoughts. Maybe an example of your own personal grustlage.
Yeah, when have you grustled it up?
What are your tips for Isaac now that he's...
How might I
poor?
grustle it up now that my future is dead?
Yeah, or indeed any other musings, any new things you'd like us to take a look into. I mean, it's been a while since we've had some correspondence. You guys must have folders of shit you want us to take a look
Like
at.
a kind of Jessica Jones, but less, I suppose, attractive. And not blessed with the super strength. I don't know about you. I'm certainly lacking in that regard.
Yeah.
We are open for business. We're accepting leads. We're accepting tip-offs. Mm-hmm. We're accepting lead-offs. And we'll follow them doggedly with the dogged enthusiasm of someone with nothing better to do who is used to working hard for $0.
Now, one of the ways that you could perhaps change some of that, working for $0, is signing up to the dear old Patreon, patreon.com/shamecity, because...
You don't have any money either.
because the coffers are officially empty.
Yeah. Wow.
That well has run dry in one fell HMRC motivated swoop.
That was another great big press button in emergency. I was like, well, here it goes. Bye. And there it was.
At least now we don't have to worry about finding the impossible to find page on Patreon that tells you how much money you've got anymore.
That's weird that they try and hide
Because we
that.
know it's none.
It's weird that they'd hide how to remove the money that you've given them. Very strange. But yeah, patreon.com/shamecity for as low as I think, I want to say
$2
50
a month.
cents an episode. Yeah. You unlock cool stuff, including bonus episodes. We're thinking of readdressing, as is customary every few months, our structure a little bit in terms of bonus episodes. For example, I was thinking maybe instead of little ones, 3, we do big 1 or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll think about it, but share your thoughts on the Patreon page. We're going to have a...
If you're any level of patron,
Yeah.
we will definitely do any kind of job reference you want from us.
honestly.
Stick us down.
We've already done that. We did that with someone on the Discord,
Yeah.
didn't we? Going writing portfolios. So yeah, we're happy to do all that where we can. We're all grifting, we're all grustling together. And they say...
Where we go one, we go all.
Yeah, they do say that, don't they? Oh, we love all that stuff. I had something else to say. What was it? It was so important. I didn't even know. Oh, this was it. I think, just pitching this on air, we should do another of our Patreon... Can't remember the word when you do like a fun thing, campaign, promotion.
Oh,
Still
yeah.
not quite what I mean, but it's like last time when we did sticker packs.
Yeah.
Because we've got a fucking ton of these stickers lying around. I need to liquidate that asset.
Yeah.
Even though we're giving them away for free.
Yeah.
But we'll do it for, maybe we'll do like a contest on the Patreon. We'll do a period for new patrons. Basically, if you sign up, you're going to get some stickers. Also, look at them.
They're very good stickers
They're fucking
and
sick.
sturdy.
So sturdy. They've been on this old iShame computer for many a year now and holding up as if 'twere their first day on God's dirty circle. Until episode the next one, enacted all 10 of these steps, you'll be talking not to Isaac BD, but to Isaac B.
Dollars.
Yes, I was going to say $3 billion. Because that's the level I'm working at. And I
Wow.
think if I commit to, especially the substance abuse, I could be in a real big place anytime soon. Until then, I've been Isaac. You've been.
I've been Declan.
And from one povo to another, keep on grustling, boys.
Keep up the grustle.
necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities, oh Mother Nature's recipes that bring the bare necessities of life. Wherever I wander, wherever I roam, I couldn't be fonder of my big home. The bees are buzzing in the tree to make some honey just for me. The bare necessities of life will come to you. For the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities, oh Mother Nature's recipes that bring the bare necessities of life. Wherever I wander, wherever I roam, I couldn't be fonder, my new home. The bees are buzzing in the tree to make some honey just for me. The bare necessities of life will come to you. Necessities, the bare necessities, the bare necessities of life will come to you.